that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far, like a song of love that clings to me, how the thought of you does think.
Hi, Hamby friends. Did you enjoy that song that we opened up with? That is a very famous love song called Unforgettable by Nat King Cole. And you're going to hear Delphine reference that song in this chapter because it is a love song. And the name of this chapter that we're going to read today is called Inseparable. When two things are inseparable, that means you cannot separate them and they cannot be without each other. So we're going to learn that Fern has something that she does not like to be without. And it reminds Delphine of this love song. Have you ever loved anything so much that you just can't be without it? Well, let's read and find out about what is inseparable for Fern. Here we go. We're going to start on page 56, so you can get your book and read along. Here we go. Inseparable. If you girls want breakfast, go on down to the People's Center. We all said together. We said all together, the People's Center. Without skipping a beat, Cecile said, next to the library on Adeline. Just keep walking till you see kids and old people lined up. You're not going to take us? I didn't mean it to worm out as a question and was mad at myself for asking instead of stating. You don't need me to walk down the street. The park is on the other side. Y'all can run around after breakfast or stay for the program at the center. It don't make me no difference. Cecile pointed a fountain pen at me. Two more pens were stuck in her hair. You're the oldest. You can read street signs. Vignetta, indignant, said, I can read street signs too. Me too. Instead of saying, I didn't ask for all that, like I expected, Cecile smacked her palm against her thigh and said, then that settles it. Step out this door, cross the street, keep going a block till you get to Adeline. If you can read, you can't miss the A in Adeline. Turn left, keep walking till you see the library. Center's on the same block. Can't miss it. Nothing but black folks in black clothes rapping revolution and a long line of hungry black kids. Then she cut herself off from us, tapping her fountain pen and repeated, black folks in black clothes rapping revolution. We had Black Panthers in Brooklyn. Black Panther posters with Seize the Time stapled onto telephone poles. We had just never had any Black Panthers marching down Herkimer Street, knocking on our door, demanding that we give to the cause, or calling us some kind of sister name we had never heard of. My sisters and I didn't make a move towards the door. We couldn't believe our ears. Our crazy mother was sending us outside to find militant strangers if we wanted to eat. She said, wait. I hoped she had changed her mind about going with us to the center. She went into the kitchen and came out with a cardboard box, a little smaller than the shoe box for Papa's work boots. Here, she said, take this to the center. Give it to the Panthers. Tell them it's from Inzilla. That's what I thought she said, Inzilla. She put the box in my hands. Who do I? Just find a black beret. Any black beret will do. Make sure you tell them I gave to the cause. You tell them. Don't come knocking on my door asking for my materials. I knew I wouldn't be telling no Black Panthers what Cecile said, that she gave to the cause and not to come knocking on her door for her stuff. I just took the box and nodded, because that's how you treat crazy people. You nod and count down 27 days for crazy to come to an end. Vignetta and Fern looked to me for what to do next, and Cecile noticed this. There was no lip smile from Cecile, but her eyes found it funny and they always looked to me first. Come on, I said. Let's go get breakfast. We were about to leave, but Fern stopped cold. Her eyes bugged out, and she balled her fist. Wait! Wait! Vanietta and I waited while she ran into the back room, her steps all buffalo stomps. I didn't mind Fern stomping because it annoyed Cecile that her house had been invaded by our mouths once and feet. It served her right. Both Vanietta and I knew why Fern had ran back to the room. We'd been seeing this go on for years. Fern returned with Miss Pattycake in tow. From her look of disgust, I believe Cecile would have spat on her own floor if she wouldn't have had to clean it up. Aren't you too big to be dragging that thing with you? As far as I was concerned, Cecile had nothing to say about Fern and Miss Pattycake. Miss Pattycake was there when Cecile wasn't. Now I smiled. I'd understood that Fern and Miss Pattycake were like that Nat King Cole song, Unforgettable. When I'd first heard his satiny smooth voice sing, like a song of love that clings to me, I knew Miss Pattycake was like that song of love to Fern. Cecile thought Fern would buckle under a 7-year-old shame. When Fern didn't answer, she asked again, Aren't you too big for all of that? Fern shook 4 braids and barrettes and said, No, taking delight in answering no for no's sake. No, because Cecile didn't have a hug and a kiss that Fern expected. No, because Cecile didn't leap up and get her that cold glass of water. No, because Cecile had yet to call Fern, Fern. Vanietta groaned. She had fought enough name callers on behalf of Miss Pattycake. I had fought my share too, but so what? It was for Fern and her doll. Except for going to school and church, Fern and Miss Pattycake had been inseparable for as long as Fern or anyone else could remember. Cecile shook like we had given her the willies. She probably asked herself, Who are these kids? There was no use in standing around for a long farewell and a list of do's and don'ts. We weren't leaving Big Ma. We were leaving Cecile with her kitchen and her palm tree. And just as I felt we had gotten the last lick by turning and going, Cecile said, Don't kill yourself to get back here. Stay out until sundown. We walked along the street, a moving triangle. Me in the front, Vanietta and Fern with Miss Pattycake behind me at both sides. I want to go home. Me too. I knew which home they meant. I said, We're going back home in 27 days. Let's call Papa, Vanietta said. And Big Ma. I said, Not yet. Big Ma hasn't gotten over the collect call from yesterday. We got to get up enough dimes to make a real call across the country. Vanietta said, We should call Papa. Tell him she's mean. And she don't want us. And she won't cook or let us in the kitchen to get a cold glass of water in her kitchen, in her house. I said, We will, just not yet. Vanietta said, If Big Ma knew, and Papa, they'd be here lightning quick to get us. Yeah, quick as lightning. I said, We'll need a lot of dimes. That's the end of the chapter. So the 3 girls are on their way to the People Center to hopefully get their breakfast. And we found out that Fern has something that she cannot be without, her doll, Miss Pattycake. So in the next chapter, we'll read and find out what happens next if they make it to the People Center and get their breakfast and all the adventures they'll have there. So thank you for reading with me today. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to reading again with you soon. Take care, Hamby.
to me never before has someone